welcome back to Critics. This is our second episode, and we just want to thank all our followers and watchers and subscribers. We did pretty good. I mean, better than I predicted on our first episode. Um, like our first episode in the first week had like over 70 views. We are so grateful. Thank you guys for watching. Um, Vera, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, we just say thank you, and we hope that the engagement keeps, growing, and you guys continue to engage with us.
Yes, and please subscribe. Yes, you're watching it. Just hit the subscribe button. Would appreciate that. I'm just gonna read our motto. So this is the critics, the space where ideas are challenged, debated, and welcomed. From policies to power plays, we cut through the noise and put political and philosophical opinions under the microscope. No echo chambers, no blind spots, just honest, critical conversations.
And we want you to be part of this conversation. If you have a big idea or opinion about the topic that we're going to discuss today, please feel free to drop a comment or message us. If your perspective stands out, we'll invite you to the show and have you discuss it further. Remember, every opinion gets tested. So we're going to have some questions back to you. But again, we look forward to you engaging with us.
And today we are turning our lens towards one of the biggest forces shaping our world, artificial intelligence, AI. AI, I know everyone has seen, used, heard of AI. Um, what started as a dream of mimicking human thoughts has become a global race for dominance. And we have a guest today. Io, you want to say hi?
Hello guys, my name is Ayomide Johnson and I am AI friendly. I love AI.
Let's not get into that yet. Let's not get into that yet. Yes, he is for AI. We're going to be talking about AI today. And most importantly, we're going to be talking about what are the possible damages in the long run. Are these damages worth the good side of AI? What are the good sides? Um, I would want to actually come back 10 years from now to see if our predictions will be right. This is just our opinions. Nothing is really factual. This is just our opinions on the damages of AI. So we're gonna talk about a little background on what in the history of AI. So to understand where we are, let's go back to the beginning, right? AI didn't start with Chat GPT, like obviously. It started with an idea. In 1943, scientists Warren and Walter Pitt created the first mathematical model of a neural network. Then in 1950, Alan Turing asked the question, can a machine think?
The phrase artificial intelligence was officially coined in 1956 at Dartmouth Conference, where researchers like John McCarthy and Marvin Minsky met to explore how machines could, learn and think like humans. Fast forward in progress slowed down, but around 2010, deep learning changed everything.
So today, AI powers your social media feed, and even the ads that we see, right? It's no longer just a tool, it's like an ecosystem. But like the critical question is AI serving us or are we serving AI? And in the long run, what are the damages? And would the damages transcend the good side? And I'm gonna just get to it. I think my biggest problem with AI is the fact that over time, I'm going to predict that it's going to um, strip humans of the think for themselves. And I say this because I don't have ChatGPT. I don't use it. But the other day I was having a conversation with somebody, and it became alarming to me that this girl needed to, I felt like I was talking to ChatGPT because I wasn't talking to her. She would tell ChatGPT what she wants to say, and then ChatGPT tells her what to say. Like she couldn't just hold a conversation by herself. Like she needed ChatGPT to think for her to have a conversation. And to me, it's like that defeats the point of the conversation. A conversation, you don't have to be right. Not like even ChatGPT was right to me, but the fact that and that's one thing I felt. She couldn't even check ChatGPT and say, you know what, I don't agree with this. She felt like she had to agree with what ChatGPT was saying. And I'm like, I don't even agree with what ChatGPT is saying. And I say to I because you are allowing it and that's one thing I've noticed about ChatGPT and AI. It's not like you just ask a question. There's a way it forms a conversation. You know, it forms a conversation to continue some sort of interaction. And I've noticed that this interaction is not really like the honest truth. It's almost like it kind of tells you what it needs to tell you to continue the conversation. Let me just put it that way. And I start to think like, okay, all this data, I need to understand the people behind this chat GPT. It's capitalists like Elon Musk, people like Jeff Bezos, you know, and I'm thinking that all this data that this thing is collecting, because we don't understand that it's collecting data. That's all this thing is right now. They're testing it. I'm like, why is it collecting this data? It's probably collecting this data, aggregating it, you know, somewhere to the point where at some point this is going to, once you ask this thing, this whatever question, it's going to give you one type of answer, you know. And my fear is not just that it's going to give you one type of answer, it's that everyone is going to have this monogamous way of thinking because that's
Do
where
you mind
everyone
if
runs
I
to.
interject? So,
Go ahead.
I actually don't mind having a society where there are sheeps and then there are people like us who are wolves. We see the sheep. I mean, AI is even making the work easier to separate the idiots from, I'm not even missing my words, separate the idiots from the creative ones who know how to look at things as tools. Do you understand? I use AI as a tool. Do you understand? I use it to get my work done faster. I don't use it to think for me. I do the thinking and I command it like my slave. Do this work. Do you understand? And do like this for me. Do this for me. Do this. And that's what I use it for. I use it to speed up processes. So I know, like, I was also looking at some research, right? Because if you think about it, yes, you're right. It's to aggregate information. And in the long run, they might want to connect our brains. Because in the history of AI, they wanted to connect our brains to a machine. Can I inform you that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on here, right? If you understand how capitalism works, and it's basically like a religion, it's like a cult, they're all in on it. They know that they cannot connect machines to our brains because when you do so, our biology is built in the way that it's um detects that there's a electrode trying to, do you understand? Basically our body rejects the electrodes trying to harness information.
Mm,
Yes, it does. So God has already pre-programmed us
mm,
against capitalism. By the way, this is information that is not known to the masses. So look at somebody like me. I use AI. In fact, I love AI. Everybody knows, but I am aware. Do you understand? So the truth is, the sheep will always be the sheep. There will always be people that they need to be directed by wolves. I rest my case.
and
So can
wait,
I
please,
can
sorry,
I
let me say something real quick. And you, I want to say something real quick. I like the fact that they put things in front of us, right? But they know a lot of people don't even stop and think. That's what capitalism and a
can
lot
I
of these people get
interject
back
at
from.
this
Go
point?
ahead. You know what? Let me, yeah, say something. Sorry, I've been talking since morning.
So last week we had a conversation about democracy. We talked about how liberalism as of right now is sort of becoming the political
Another
space that
version
we have right
conservative.
now. the political space that we have right now is sort of becoming anti free speech, or the idea of you to like explore new ideas and not stick to the status quo. And now we've progressed with this idea to say, well, the capitalists need people to think a certain way. Although they present the idea in a democratic way, the goal is you think in a certain way that you do not challenge maybe the conservatives or the liberals or whatever. You don't challenge whatever they present to you. You just take it as is, right? And now we're moving the conversation to artificial intelligence. Now we're talking about artificial intelligence. And may I let you know that this started as a war between the Soviet Union and the United States during the Cold War era. They want, so again,
A
this was a
weapon.
tool that started off with as a weapon to understand human interaction, to weaponize it. Now we've moved it from the hands of that to the capitalist. And you're saying that you don't care about it, helps you identify the shapes and all of that. But we also know that the vast majority of people would be sheeps. And now we're allowing them have the power to tell, quote unquote, the sheeps how to
Think.
how to think.
This is
Okay,
about to
The
be a
but Vera,
mess.
how is
the
This is
pros
about
and
to
the
be a
wait,
mess.
can
okay?
I finish? I'm just summarizing what you're saying. Now my question here is, fine, there are ships and there are wolves and there are capitalists. How many people are going to be sheeps? How many people are going to be wolves? Would even the wolves have the power to rebel against how these tools are being
Because
used
no,
that
because let me say
might
something real
that
quick.
might
Because
affect the wolves?
let me say
You're
something.
making
Because
it seem
politics,
like the sheep that are ships
did,
enough, it's going to affect you wolves as
and I
well.
want to say something because politics is a game of numbers, and that's what these people know. It's a game of, even in the way we vote, we're counting the numbers, right? It's a game of numbers. And like, yes, I agree with you, AY. Like, yes, it is going to separate. They've always separated the sheep from the wolves, like, definitely, right? It's always been people that are woke in every generation, and the problem is that those people are always so small that they can't make any difference because the people that are sleeping are like 95%. I mean, how much can they get around to try to wake up everybody before they give up and like, you know what, I guess it is what it is, and
And
that's what they
when,
ban. And I just want to
and
say,
when those 5% are trying to wake the 95% up, they're told, well, we cannot change the system. That's how it's supposed to be. So they're stuck. They don't want to be these people, and they cannot be sheeps. So and the thing is, you like it or not, it's gonna affect your life.
this
I have my opinions about capitalism, but if 95% of the people are pro capitalism, I'm stuck in a society that I don't
like,
really like.
and I want to say something real quick.
As
It's
an
also
example,
that the
I'm
fact that
saying,
AI is like the energy it consumes. We posted it on our Instagram as to how the middle class now, the poor people have to be paying, their light bill is gonna go up. So it's already affected everybody. It's not my company, but for some reason I will be paying to power your AI. Why? I don't even like AI. If we're to take how capitalists involve you without your consent. Once you give them a mile, they will take a whole line. And I just wanted to tell people that this stuff is artificial intelligence. They're telling you it's fake. What is artificial? Fake. So it's telling you this stuff is not advanced intelligence. The real advanced intelligence, you already said it, it's you. And that's why, like you said it, like they can't even, what they really wanted to do, they can't really do it. And I really hate the fact that we're now swapping the original for the fake. And the fact that this, some like you said, these streets are going to start depending on these things to think for them. And my what's really hurting me the most is not even people like me. I know I'm gonna be fine. It's the younger generations that are coming behind us that just are going to start learning how to think. Would they even
Exactly.
have that
So train
ability?
your child in the way it should go, or something
But
like
when the
that.
sheep is also already a sheep, how can the sheep then now try and train their
So
own
it's up
little
to
sheep?
you, us, the 5%. So to say, hey, son, use AI as a tool. Don't be like, man, be like, "Roar."
I can't stand you.
I have some. I'm gonna respond to that. A, I am. I bet you the mentality that you have right now is way different from that of your grandfathers. It's definitely different from your fathers, and they trained you. There is a part of the society that influences who we become. And if we've allowed this be the status quo, we might not have intelligence
That's where I'm
as
going.
we
And it's
have it
scary
now.
because
Because no matter how you train your kid is going to be influenced by the
they're
society
gonna go
that
to
they live in.
school.
They're going to engage with people in that society. They're
That's
going
why
to
I said
engage with
the
work.
child will not depart from
There's
the
going to be a
foundational
standard.
building that you
There's
have given.
going to be a standard in education that might not necessarily reflect your values. There's going to be a standard in the workplace that might not necessarily, again, embrace your values, and your kid is going to be thrust into those systems, and they would have to learn to adjust to be able to thrive in those systems. So no matter what you tell them, they would know it in the back of their head, but it's not applicable.
Hmm. And I want to, you said something yesterday that was so powerful. We are having a conversation. You said, even now, when you Google, AI comes first. You didn't
Yes.
even, I didn't ask you for it. AI comes first. And you said, what is kind of triggering for you is like over time, would we even be able to do research to come up
Yeah,
with our
I did say that.
own
Mhm.
like ideas? Or is the AI just gonna just
Okay,
tell us, okay, this is
can I
it,
speak,
go
please?
away?
So for
There was a
instance, right?
time. There was a time.
I
Wait,
just want to.
can I support Edna quickly?
Wait,
There
Okay.
wait,
was
and I
a
want to say
time.
something.
There
You
was
know,
a
This
there
is
was a
time.
not fair. What
time.
people are doing
Wait,
is not
wait.
fair.
Can I?
I'm the only
Sorry.
AI man here. Okay.
Sorry. I just wanted to support with examples to what Edna is saying. There was a time that if you wanted to research or write anything, you've got to go to the library and pick up a book and read the book, and then
Or a
have
primary
and then
source. No one even
so
uses primary source.
Edna,
Like you need
Edna,
to. I'm sorry. I'm
so
sorry.
wait. There was a time that you had to do that. We still have libraries today. I still have a library card.
I don't.
Exactly. But if I want to do research, I'm not going to go to the library. My laptop and Google it out and whatever. The Google would do the search to figure out the exact chapter that I need to reference
Mhm.
without me having to read the
And do you
book.
know that that is based
And the
on,
resource to read the entire book is
yes.
still available. But would people pick that?
Okay,
And
so
I want to say
no,
something. Like there was a time.
Let,
Sorry.
let I let
no,
I
no,
Okay.
speak.
Yeah.
no,
Let
I
I
go.
speak.
I
no.
go.
So when I was in uni, there's different ways to do writings, academic writings. There's APA, there's MPA, there's different ways
Mhm.
that you can reference, and there are different styles
AP. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to different countries as well. So what I'm trying to say is
Mm-hmm.
that when you are like I said, right, we have to be proactive. That's not the sheep mentality. You like the foundation, right, that you're going to train that child in. Yes, the society is going to have influence, but like at the end of the day, the results will show in his life that Omo, I have to change my ways, or I'm a real that's what you're looking at. I had to change my ways. The society did affect me. And then what was instilled in me that was correct is coming up, and I'm like, damn, I have to change my ways. So that's our job is to show them what to do and forget the society. The society is more powerful than the individual. So, like, just
Yeah.
summarize what I'm saying is still under train the child. So when we're talking about research, right? The AI thing, okay, then you train your child that look, this is how, because all books are online now, so you don't have to have a library card, even though the
So
library,
again, I
you know,
guess,
I,
again,
I
our
haven't finished making my
argument.
point. Like
Okay.
you don't have to have a library card now. Or there's online resources that the whole book is online now. So all you have to do is just go online, find the book, and cite it as if you were citing the physical book because there's actually no difference. The only thing you're doing is you're not turning pages. So if you teach the child how to write academically and reference academically,
I think you're missing our
Let me
point, Ava. I think you're missing our point, Ayo. I think our point is, first of all, AI is going to affect the human original intelligence, the ability to think things for yourself. It's going to
you're
create
hitting the nail.
it's going to create a monologue in thinking. It's going to deprive people of the ability to actually use their knowledge to solve problems. We have right now at homes, we have robots that clean up your house. We're, we've done all of that at home, and we're now taking it to the personal level to say, I'm going to have AI think for me or write things for me. I'm going to have an AI therapist. I'm going to have an AI
Oh my
friend.
God,
I'm going
hitting
to have
the
AI.
therapist.
AI. Oh,
I have
oh,
something
oh.
to say about
Wait,
that.
wait, wait, wait. We're going to
Thank you
have
for
all of
reminding me.
these things. They're not saying there are not going to be one or two people in the society that would not fall into that. But again, if everyone thinks the same way and they're able to program all this information they're getting now to understand the human, psychology and all of that, what does that say
In the
50
near
years down the
future.
line? 109 as it relates to politics. Remember, we're talking about democracy and capitalism. How would that play in how humanity would structure its life? Would you even have a choice? Would
But
you even be able to have a different opinion in the society?
you
Would
would you
you
even
even
know you're supposed to? Can you even know that? And then I want
exactly
to say something
that's
real
the
quick.
broader topic we're trying
I want
to
I want
talk
to
about.
I want to talk to Ayo. Yes, you could train your kids, but you need to understand that because of the world, how the world is going to be, it's going to be something that you have to put in so much effort into that. It's not going to be easy because they go outside and see something different. They go to school and they're not told to think for themselves. It's only when they come home that they're told to think for themselves. It's not like it's impossible, but it's going to be a whole like job to do because it's not normal in that society anymore. And still, I'm telling you, these kids are not going to be as intelligent as we are. That's even it no comes from school. It does, and they're going there,
Yeah,
right? So
again,
yes, they might be better
we can
off.
see it
Wait,
already.
wait,
You
but
can see people when, that growing up, we, during our dad's or grandfather's education, generation, a person with just elementary schools,
degree.
graduate or a high school, degree sounds better, can express themselves better. Can you compare the literature work of the 80s, of the 70s to now? Can you compare the writing, the heart,
Mm,
everything?
hmm.
And now, I remember when social media started, and everyone's like, "Oh, you just got to train your kid. You just got to train your kid better, da da da." And people are training their kids, but you cannot talk about moral standards and compare it to the 90s or the 70s. It's just what
And
it is.
yeah, and that's sad that our kids, you would think that as the generation should progress, people should be getting more intelligent. It's going to be in reverse. Like, let's just prepare our minds for that. But it's also very important that we teach our kids that it's wrong what's going on. That's all we could do. That you must think for yourself, But the fact that they might be a different society. And with that being said, you mentioned therapy, and I read an article as to how AI is also they have AI therapy, AI girlfriend. Why do you need AI girlfriend? These people are trying to control human beings. And they always start really slow. AI girlfriend as like why? Because they're targeting a certain type of people. They're targeting these kids that are not they don't have the confidence. They're like, timid. Maybe they don't talk to girls. It's wicked what these people are doing. And like I read this article as to how this AI assisted this kid in committing suicide. And to me, because it was an AI therapy, and to me, what was more alarming to me is not that the kid committed suicide. It's the fact that the kid asked the AI, because the kid cannot think for itself. Asked the AI that, oh, should I raise alarm so my parents could know how I'm feeling? So my parents could know that I'm depressed, that I want to commit suicide. The AI said, no, don't do that. Only me. Talk to me. You know, only me. And I found that like very, very alarming. Like, why would it say that? And you know why a lot of people would actually use this AI therapy? Because of capitalism. It's to go and see a real therapist. So now they brought something that seems like a solution in the meantime, that in the long run it's not a solution. A lot of people will run into that, and talk to this robot that is artificial, that it's going to give you fake answers. It's not genuine answers. Yeah, I don't want to say fake. Yeah, let me use the word. The answers is going to be giving you. It's not genuine. It's just answers that to continue a conversation, an interaction. That is what this thing is for. You know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
again, with the rise of kids using laptop, and that's becoming the standard practice in our educational system, they've realized that people can no longer spell. I mean, I can train my kid, blah, 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 but when the standard is you walk into your classroom with your laptop or your tablet or whatever,
Autocorrect.
and there's autocorrect, as a parent,
And then you know what people would say? Why must they know how to spell?
why?
That's
And
how
people
you
say,
start knowing that they got you
and people would argue, why didn't must they know how to spell?
how to
Because again,
spell.
when they get into the workforce, that's what they're going to be using the laptop anyway.
Exactly. They don't understand that these people are just making you robots for them. They're just making you robots for them. What do you mean? That's why the people start arguing. Why must people know how to think for themselves? That conversation is going to come up with AI. It's
I've had
coming up.
people, I've had people say, why must I know my multiplication timetable? Why should I be able to solve math without a calculator? I'd have a calculator on me every time. I've had people say, why should I be able to read a clock? Because again, I always have my phone. There's this, oh, why should I know how to do this myself when this is
Mhm.
available? And now we've moved that and we're taking it further, and we're talking about people being able to think, to be able to form a better system,
Look,
and
imagine.
imagine a better system, and be provided with the ability to make a choice. But when we control how they think, do they really make the choice?
Do they even know there's a choice?
Really
Like,
have the choice? And how would this affect democracy in whatever economic system we're going to have in the future? That's the conversation. AY, can you speak to that?
I mean, we're
Yes.
about to
So
round up. Do you have any last things to say,
yes, yes,
Ayo?
yes. I'll just say that this is our reality. This is the world we live in. We have to have a wolf mentality, whether we like it or not. We are not part of the capitalists. We are set apart. So how we behave must be different. Do you understand? That's just the truth. That's what like there's no real change that I can make because like the system is against me.
I
So
like how you just looked at him like this when you said that. Because we're about to go in on him, but you're lucky we're rounding up. Don't let
you
me
can
catch
invite
you.
me again for another part two because I just look at it realistically. Like
We're gonna pick this topic up. Definitely, it's not over. This is a good segue into what is capitalism. Who is a capitalist? When can you even because a lot of people say they're capitalists, they're capitalists. No, if you're not a billionaire, you can't even if you wanted to, you can't be. I'm sorry to break the news to you. You're just a capitalist fanatic or a capitalist fan. You know, that's at best.
Or
At
tool.
best. Or tool. Thank you. You're a capitalist tool. You're their sheeps. You know, like I always say, you're their capitalist sheep. You know, you keep the oil running, the machine. You know, so but thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is a very interesting topic. Stay with us. We'll catch you later. Do you have anything to say, Vera?
Yes, please let us know what you think. Share your
Yes.
opinions in the comment
Yes.
section. Feel free to send us a DM. We would like to actually know what you guys are thinking. Are you pro cap AI? Are you like us?
Are you
And
like
what?
Io? Io, you got any last words?
AI for the win.
All right, bye, guys. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Subscribe now. 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 Subscribe now.